Good morning. It's Wake and Bake. Monday morning, 2/21/22. And as the rule goes, we have the scarf to hide the fact that there's no bras allowed on Wake and Bake. So I'm protecting the masses, making sure I don't get banned for community standard guidelines, things like that. So, what is up this morning? Say hello. Tell me what you are doing this morning. Tell me, what are you watching from? What is going on? We are live in a couple of places. So, number one, this is week one of our good morning, Mr. Casey. Good morning. Um, we are on week one of our more set, more organized hometown hippie environment. Okay. You will probably hear me say that and hope for that throughout the life of this journey that we're on, or throughout the journey that we're on together, because I am always trying to get my life together, right? It's not the setback, it's the comeback. So this morning, I had been up since 7:30 going through the pineapple upside down cake pre-order forms. Not really pre-order, just going to get them paid within 48 hours of a paid invoice. The sweet treats are out, so it's really just like getting them ordered so I can get them made. The plan is butter is being made today and they will be made tomorrow. That is how fresh your baked goods are. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It only says Facebook user, so again, if you can allow StreamYard to see your name, that would be amazing. A couple of big announcements. So like I said, we are on day one of our quest to get our lives together here at the Hometown Hippie Grateful Fed community. I did put up a live schedule. So the live schedule that I have is Monday mornings, 9 a.m., Wake and Bake Live. Then we have nothing on Tuesday. And this week it's 2-2-2-2-2. It's Super Tuesday, right? It's the 2-2. It's 2/22/22, all the twos on a Tuesday. So I am excited tomorrow to have a little bit of woosah. Plus, think about how powerful those pineapple upside down cupcakes are going to be being made on like Super Tuesday. So that is super exciting for those. I love when I cook on big energy days. Wednesday, that is going to be our nighttime show. So if you're someone who catches us on the replay, because you are maybe at work right now or not in a place at 9 a.m. to be able to, my glasses, y'all, they are funky dirty. They are so dirty. So if you're not in a place to be able to watch during the day, maybe you work outside of the home, maybe there's, you're not allowed to have your like intrawebs where you are at 9 a.m. Or maybe you're just like, I don't need to, I'm doing something else at 9 o'clock. Like, I ain't fooling with you, Tammy. You watch this later. So if you are somebody who comes to watch these videos and in the evenings, then Wednesday nights are your night. We are going to have What's Up Wednesday. That is where we will do all of our drawings and all of our giveaways and all of our big like prize announcements. Good morning. Good morning. Again, it's only showing me Facebook user because I am using a service and you have to give StreamYard permission for me to see your name because I'm live in a couple of places, like I said. And all the comments come in here to me and it allows me to stream out in a lot of different places. So as you jump on here, please, please, please tell me hello and tell me where you're watching from. Are you on Facebook? Are you on YouTube? Where are you today? And where in the world are you? I love to see how far my videos can reach, whether it's around the corner or around the world, because we have people all over the place. So say hello and tell me where it is that you are watching from this morning. So like I said, we've got Monday is Wake and Bake, nothing on Tuesday for lives. We have Wednesday is going to be our What's Up Wednesday nighttime, 8 o'clock p.m. nighttime live. Thursdays, we're going to try a new series. I was going to do Tuesday. I was like, I need a break from lives. Like, I need a day where I have to go do. And I'm like, you know what? Most people don't do lives because like it's a whole day of like hair and makeup for like the camera and trying to be like, oh, I can see you now, Barbara. Yes, I can see you now, right? So most people like they don't do lives because they have to like get ready for lives. And I'm like, I want a day. Good morning from Delta Friendly Skies. Hello, Heather Johns. That I don't have to like get ready for a live. And then I saw my lives like on my YouTube channel, and I'm looking at myself right now. And that's kind of hilarious because my whole vibe is like, get your hair up 3 minutes before because it's all over the place from bedhead. Put a scarf on to hide your boobies and throw some glasses on to hide your fact that your eyebrows look like a 70-year-old man's when they're wiling up, right? Because that's what this kind of blocks the fact that my eyebrows are like two caterpillars like crawling across my face, like, right? So that Thursday, we're trying something new. It's not about like just Thursdays. We're going to do a 420, fired up 420s, and we're going to like have a little sesh, and we're going to talk shit and then have some jokes and all the things. And then Friday mornings, we are back here for Wake and Bake. And then the last live of the week is going to be, or the first live of the week, however you look at it, is going to be on Sunday mornings at 10 a.m., which is Sunday Sermon, which is my most favorite live of the week for me personally so far, right? We don't know. This week might surprise me, right? So we are on Wake and Bake. So that is kind of the thing. Now, if you are on YouTube, do me a couple of favors, right? My channel is all about cannabis as a miracle plant. We do a lot of like, I had to break the no bra wake and bake rule. I had to fly. Well, if you're flying, that's a whole different like story. I don't know. Like, I'm going to talk about that in a second. And that's interesting that you said that, Heather. I think sometimes we're like so simpatico on like the messaging. But so if you are on YouTube, my channel is a lot of like peace, love, and feast. And that is exactly my tagline. And if you are using that, I would love for you all to use that for me just to help a sister out. So maybe.
Sorry, could you say that again? Sorry, I'm having trouble.
I was not talking to you, Siri. My phone does that. So if you all could share out the hashtag Stay Elevated in Peace, Love, and Feast hashtag, that'd be great. Everywhere you can do it, that gives people like kind of brand awareness. So I'd appreciate that. But if you are over in YouTube and you're not really sure exactly what channel you've come up across, go back and look at the videos. We do Oracle Tarot. We do just some like motivational stuff. We do mindset stuff. We do a lot of funny stuff, and we're all about being 420 friendly. So thanks for tuning in on YouTube. If you're not already subscribed to my YouTube channel, please go over and check that out. I'm going to try to find the link today to post into the Hometown Hippie group. So y'all can just click that link and like me on YouTube. I would love to start. I'm trying to build that channel for lots of reasons. So if y'all could help me with that, I would be very grateful. And that is where some of like cooking videos are going to be housed. How-to videos are going to be housed. So there's going to be a lot of information being put into the YouTube universe once that gets a little bit more robust and I'm able to like hire some help to be able to focus on my back end versus the front end right now, right? Because the front end is the most important thing, is making sure that all of your elevated treats are perfect. And let me just explain to y'all, if you have not gotten your hands on the pineapple upside down cupcakes yet, you are missing out. Now, if you have ordered yours, please check your emails. Your invoices have been sent this morning. I've got like 2 more people to invoice. Everybody else is invoiced. So again, it's going to be, I've got 24 left, and I'm going to continue to add to that list as long as invoices get paid. Last week, I got stuck with a lot of invoices. People ordered stuff and then did not pay their invoice. And they're like, I'm going to pay you on this day. And I made their stuff, and then they bailed out on me, and they just ghosted me. So just please, if you're not ready to order, you can always private message me, or you can put on your request form that you are just browsing. Please don't click treats until you're ready to purchase them. Understand that when you purchase them, unless we have made prior arrangements, you need to pay that invoice upon receipt, or within 24 hours, your order will begin being made. I'm spending a lot of time trying to work with people on like, what are we doing? And the consultation form is used for when you're ready to place an order, or if you'd like to speak with me, do not click any of the things. I will message you. We can have a conversation, and then we can move forward from there. But I'm going to have to set some new boundaries with that, because I'm going to say, if you want to pay on Friday, that's fine, but that means your order will be ready next week. I'm not going to have it ready on Friday unless it's paid, Thursday kind of thing. I'm going to have to set some boundaries. A lot of things I have, and if you've been a customer who's never ghosted me before, again, I will work with you. But for for the most part, if you ghosted me already, it's not going to be it's going to be once your invoice is paid, your treats will be ready in 48 hours. I'm not going to like work in advance to do things to just waste my time. But that is the most important thing, is getting that front end done and getting some help in so that I can then do some more things to help educate and entertain you all, because I am super excited to start doing some cooking videos, and I'm just waiting on the right equipment kind of to start doing that, showing you how to not only infuse the herbal medicine into your treats, but how to cook with intention no matter what you're cooking, right? Now, when I say that, we're going to talk about that today a little bit, right? We're going to talk about, number one, about Heather saying I had to break. We're going to go back there. I had to break the no bra, wake and bake rule. I had an early flight, right? Because here's the thing, like Heather is out in the world today. And this past weekend, number one, I did not take as much time for myself this weekend as I would have hoped to. Like I enjoyed last weekend. I really had some time off. My hair's doing some things. But this weekend I felt like I was still like kind of in the midst of work, and I didn't have that cutoff like I did last weekend. Here's what I know. If you're a business owner, you're not going to have every weekend off, even if you like set some boundaries, right? You're just not. Not if you're going to be successful, because people have questions on the weekends, and I get that. I actually worked Saturday. I filled orders on Saturday. People were local. It was ready in their fridge. I'm like, whatever, but I'm trying to be better about that, right? But I was out in the world. I had my nephew's birthday party. I had to go meet some new people. I had to go run some errands and kind of interact with the world. And let me tell y'all what, like Heather, I don't know that I'm ever going to go into an airport again. Like I will. I know that I will. But what I found is that I have been so protected. My energy, my aura, my spirit, my good vibes, all of those things when I'm here, I cast this whole like spiritual like net around my property. So when I talked last week about that like energy and like doing the deep breathing to create your energy protection suit, to pull in the white light from your crown chakra and to fill your body up and then connect it back to the other one and put this bubble of good energy to keep your spirits high. We talked about that last week. So if you're new, go back and watch the videos. They're there. Good morning, Tanya. We talked about that energy protection, right? But I had to make an extra big bubble today for sure. I get that. But because I had been so, like, you ever felt like I'm so supported in my area? Like I've had this energy shield up and I've had to go nowhere. I've had to really go nowhere. I have like specific places that I kind of travel. Number one, I buy a lot of my ingredients and a lot of my things from a local Amish store. So they have like this really like artisan kind of like flowers and coconuts and some of their fresh ingredients. I prefer to buy small batch from them. They're more expensive, 100,000 million %. But when I go in that store, I don't feel I feel like when people go there, they're like going there, they're excited. They're excited to see the Amish store. They go in there with like a good spirit. They don't go in there trying to be nasty. And the people who are in there working have always been very polite. So it's very one of those places that I am very protected. I feel very protected. And I feel like my car and the places that I go, I've already kind of protected it. Like the Food Lion, for me, it's like Food Lion, the Amish store, the gas station, home, right? And so all those places already have kind of my trail, like they're safe. And this weekend, I went to these new places, right? These new places. And not only did I go to new places, I had new people and new energy and new everything. And I was not, for some reason, prepared for it. And I did not realize how much it affects everything. It just kind of gets on you and it sticks. And I was talking today, and I've been invited to do some speaking events at some 420 and 422 and 423 and all the dates around 420, the big Ganjapreneur Day. I have been asked to attend some events. And I have been struggling with it for the reason of energy protection, for the reason of, here's the thing. This is why it should matter to y'all. So if you're like, Tammy, that is your personal nonsense, I don't need to hear it. Let me explain why I'm talking about it here and how it translates into the Grateful Fed community. I'm going to read this comment real quick. Then I'm going to regroup and I'm going to talk about what I just said. So Tanya says, I had to take a time out yesterday. My body was shutting down. Not a norm for me. So this is my busy season, but today is a new day. Yes, just for today, right? Just for today. And I'm glad that you did that, though. You had to take a time out yesterday. Now, you notice that Tanya did not say, I needed to take a time out yesterday. My body is shutting down. She said, I had to take a time out yesterday. She honored her body. She got back into flow, because even if we are in our busy season and we are in these like times of like lots of things to do, we have to remember, right? We talked about that yesterday, how self-care is sometimes doing the work on yourself that is not so easy, but other times it's just taking a break. And Tanya took a break. She kind of got her energy back in flow. Looks like she's back at it today. Today is a new day. Now, when I talk about having to protect my energy, about these events, all the stuff, here's why I'm bringing this up to you all. So number one, I believe that word of mouth advertising is the very best advertising. Do I do some little marketing things for y'all? I do. But my idea is the power of one, right? That has always been my kind of my mantra, my talking points, my kind of like roo rah rah stuff, okay? And when I talk about the power of one, if you're new here, you're like, what are you talking about? What does that mean? I never heard you say that before. Number one, the power of one is that one person, like I am one person. And as one person, I am, people say I'm a realist. I'm a realist in the sense that I know that my peace, love, and feast, me individually, I'm not going to change the world. I cannot change the world. I go out today and like snap my fingers, and because I want it to happen, I cannot manifest the timeline of this earth in the best possible timeline for everyone. But as one person, I can't change the world, right? I can't change the entire world, but I can change every day. My goal is to change the world for one person, to make the world a better place for one more person. And if I do it for one person and that person does it for one person, it's just the power of one. And at some point, if everybody's doing it, if like the 50 of us who understand that we can't change the world, but we can each go out and touch one person every day. If we each go out and touch one person every day, we've just doubled our numbers. And then the next day, those 100 people go out and touch just one person. And that's doubling that number. And that's how you do it, right? You slow and steady wins the race. That is why, for me, reputation is everything. And I'm thinking to myself, and this is what's been hitting me. I go into this, and it's like fire festivals and all these here's the thing. These events are not set like that. These events are not alcohol-based events. I understand that they're ganja-based events or they're cannabis-based events. It's a different environment. But a shitty event is still a shitty event, right? A non-planned event. And here's the thing. I don't know these people personally. I don't have any personal recommendations of these people. My energy is pausing me for something. It's the first year they've kind of had them. I don't know what the legalities of everything is going to look like. I'm not sure of the crowd it's going to attract. And I don't know that I can put myself in those environments, right? But when I'm talking to the Grateful Fed community, it's the power of one. It's the power of being brave. It's about moving forward. So here is what has been coming to me. And this is why these things are important. Number one, if you are supporting a festival or event and you're that person who likes to go out and be very social and do all the things, then and I give you a recommendation of one and it's a bust, then my reputation is, I feel like it's on the hook. It's kind of like whenever somebody says, can I put you down as a reference? And you're like, good morning, Amanda Giorgetti. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, you're like, oh, like, I don't know. And then if you give them a recommendation and then they're like a bust and they like screw up and they do all the bad things, even though you didn't do it, like you didn't make it awful, you still feel a little bit like, man, that was on my word. I look like an asshole now. I was like, obviously, I don't have a good judge of character. And I hate that, right? And I hate that. So this whole like festivals that I have been asked to go to, a lot of them, I just don't know. I just don't know, right? I just don't trust it yet. So my thought is I'm going to set these out, right? I'm going to set these out and I'm going to go visit some. They're different days, they're different places. I'm going to take the weekend off and go play, right? Then, then to add insult to injury, um, one of my friends who lives down in the Norfolk area, the Chesapeake, the Tidewater area, she's posting stuff in her stories on a regular about all of these little pop-up shops. There's this like traveling social club that they do these pop-up shops with vendors and music and all the people like just smoking, and they have like giant like tents where they put you into and like they blow smoke in, and like they're rolling these massive joints and these massive things, and just it's like bong hits and all the stuff. And 20-year-old me was like, that is so cool. 48-year-old me was like, that is a recipe for disaster. That doesn't look fun to me. I'm like, that just looks trashy. And I'm like, really like judging this. And I'm like, I don't like how I feel. Like, am I feeling this way? Because I'm like, am I jealous? Like, this is not me. This is not my brand. This is not. And if this is what gave me pause, I'm like, if this is what these events are like a guy with a PVC pipe rolling around, like blowing smoke in people's faces, and like just like bad. I mean, I don't know I use bad language, but I'm just saying like it just seemed, and people were like, "What?" And I'm just like, that is not me. Like that is not my brand. That is not on brand for Hometown Hippie, right? So how do I go out and protect my energy and still network with other ganjapreneurs, with other cannabis industry people? Because everyone that I've run into as of late has just not been on that same level, like on that same like I'm really like, to me it's the, and I know this is gonna sound crazy, right? But it's the spiritual piece of the cannabis that's like, that's kind of my thing. I'm kind of like church. Like you go to one of those events on Saturday and then you come see me on Sunday to like cleanse your soul of all that nonsense, right? And I'm like, I don't want to be the old funny duddy. It's like the footloose preacher of pot. Like that's not who I want to be. Like I'm fine. Help me, y'all. Like what do I do? So I was like, again last night, because I told y'all yesterday morning that I got zero sleep. Because, right, this 2-2, this is why I'm so excited for 2-2-2-2-2, is because this portal is powerful. All these twos in this month of 22, all the things. And I feel like these downloads and all of this like stuff from source is going to keep coming in to like, we can get a breath from that, right? It's like, take all the information, take all the information, take all the information. And then after this, you can kind of do something with it, right? Here, so not my jam either. They can do what they want, but as long as you stay true to you, you're in a free spirit, can leave if you want. Yeah, and I get that. I just feel like it's not even something I want to be associated with. Like, it's not even fun to me. Like, I don't need stuff blown in my face. Like, I live in like cannabis land. Like I have got tons of, like, if I have different strains that I want, and do I want to go look at that and talk to other people? I do. I really do. But it's, I've got some weird blocks. So let me tell you what came up. My little, like, this is my journal now, apparently. I'm your journal now, right? Do y'all get that joke? Like, I'm your journal now. Like, I'm the captain now from Captain Phillips. If not, it's just my little, like, I know that's my joke. I know. It's wake and bake, y'all. Speaking of wake and bake, we're going to take a wake and bake moment. We're at 23 minutes and 52 cents in. I'm going to stop the camera. We're awake. Now let's bake. So, sorry, Heather, you're on this friendly skies. You can't partake. But if you are in a place to take a puff, take a puff. Here we go. Sounds like a lot of, you can still hear me, right? Amanda says, sounds like a lot of germs being passed around. Amanda, I ain't gonna lie. I was like, that just looks like, it looked like, okay, so I've never been a big like Chuck E. Cheese person either. Like, I'm like, that's just too much. Like, there's too much things happening, right? And like Amanda said, you just want to, like, it just looks like I can almost see the germs crawling around Chuck E. Cheese and there's ball pits in the mall. And I'm like, don't even walk by it because cooties are going to jump off on me. And I was watching that. And it's funny because when she said the germs, it's like, do those people even like, like, you don't know that person. Why are you doing that? All right, I can get high on my own. I don't need help with it. I wish the culture would change. People like you are saying. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Setting the bar high. You ain't kidding about that, right? So, just like with our Woo Woo 101 retreat, what kept coming into me was if you build it, they will come, right? If you build it, they will come. So there's a couple of things happening, right? Couple of things happening. So number one, we have been looking for commercial space. Now, the space that I found was an old church. I'm like, how perfect is that? But my partners are like, that church has no windows, and it was not it was a Jehovah Witness church. And they're like, I'm not going to that creepy church. I was like, well, we could turn it into like the church of, cannabis or something. And they're like, we are not turning a church into a dispensary. That is just wrong in the Bible Belt. They will not let us have that in the Bible Belt. I'm like, yeah, we're changing to Jehovah Witness church. They might, it's Farmville. You never know. My hair is not, I don't care. It's what it is. But my Woo Woo 101 retreat kept saying, if you build it, they will come. I had never been to a Woo Woo 101 retreat, right? And my guides, spirits, and angels were like, if you go to one, you are going to constantly compare what you are doing to what someone else has done. And what someone else has done is not what you're supposed to do. So don't worry about going to something like that, right? Don't worry about what that looks like, because that's not for you. If it was for you, you would be there. Right? They're like, you're not meant to try to find a place to fit in. You were meant to create a community, of like-minded people. Birds of a feather flock together. So what came in last night was, stop trying to fit my round peg into, I decided I was a round peg because I'm a little round, the round peg into the square hole. Right? Stop trying to fit your fat ass to that little bitty hole when you don't fit in that little bitty hole. You need to drill out your own hole. You need to let the round pegs come over to find you, because you offer something that matters, right? Now, so I was like, oh yeah, okay. I'm like, that sounds great when you're like not letting me sleep, but maybe if I get some sleep, I'll realize that's a whole lot to take on. Well, this morning I get up and it's like, stop trying to find and start trying to create. The fine line between innovating and controlling, right? And it's like, because I was like, is this ego telling me that like I need to do it my way, that way it can be on my terms, right? And it's like, no, there's a fine line between innovating and controlling. If you want to be an innovator, you have to be brave enough to step out and show them your idea of what this could look like, your idea of how you can do this in a different way, or your idea of what other people who are drawn to you are going to want. Because if you're drawn to a vape tent that like you sit into the tent and you pay so much money for people to blow pot smoke in on you, and you just sit there and look and just sit there in an old gymnasium room, or if you want to, yell woo and like let people smoke and get inside of a bong and they light it up and it like covers you. That is not, I'm an edibles business. Like, number one, eating it is more healthy than smoking it. I don't smoke it. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not even my whole brand, right? I've been to Hash Bash and other events. I'm for sure not 20 anymore. Yeah. And they just like do it in this like weird way. Like, I feel like the older stoner community is my people, right? We're like sitting on like the bird feeder, eating the edible, like watching the kids like, back in my day. Like, what in the world? So here's what I'm thinking about doing. And I'm just, it's an idea, and we're going to throw it up against the wall. We're going to innovate and see if it works. My idea is Fired Up Fifth Fridays. Okay. So there are 4 times a year this year where there are 5 Fridays in a month. It's April 29th, Friday, April 29th, Friday, July 29th, Friday, September 30th, and Friday, October 30th. Now, Friday, October 30th, and not October 30th, it's also December 30th with the other, it's 5. So December 30th. December 30th. Now, I would not be able to be involved in the October one, only because that is when we are going to have the Woo Woo retreat. We're going to be in the Outer Banks celebrating with all these women finding their spiritual centers and moving forward in their path. But we could do I could, work with them. April, July, September, October, September and December. And I don't think it's October. I think I just wrote that down wrong. I'm pretty sure it's not. Yeah, it's not October. I knew that. It's December. It is not October. It is December 30th. So it's April, July, September, and December. And It would be a 420 friendly event with vendors and tickets. And it would be, so like the one in April, I was thinking of doing like Fired Up Friday, fifth Friday. So it's the fifth Friday Fired Up. And it would be acoustic musician with like storyteller music, right, from the 60s and 70s kind of thing. We have different themes for the music, of course. Vendor tables. We would have a speaker, like a keynote speaker, to give us some educational stuff, right? We would have like crystals, and we would have a woo-woo piece and a meditation piece, and a gaze and blaze meditation, and there might be a sound bath at the, to kind of like get things going. But what I was really hoping for is to see if that would be something that people might be interested in. So what I said was like, you know what? All I can do is try, right? All I can do is try. And I think that what I'm going to do is that's going to be what I'm looking at next, right? Is creating these 4 events this year, and being able to control or innovate the narrative around what cannabis-based events should look like in this era, right? In this era. And here's the thing. There's a time and place for all of it. There's there is no reason in the world that the older hippies, so it would be something like hippie, something like the hometown hippie hangouts on the Fired Up Fifth Fridays. And I was like, I need to create a business for that, because a lot of times you want to keep things separate because it's an event planning business. And I'm like, this is like, how things come into you, like you're journaling. And I was like, okay, so this 4th business, because I don't have enough shit going on, would be a roll them if you got them production. Roll them if you got them, right? Everybody, if you're older hippie, you know that saying, roll them if you got them. And these could be perfectly legal, because what these people are doing is they're trying to find and create this black market effect, kind of. They're selling herb, and they're just wilding out at these events. And I was like, it's a roll your own. Like, if it's a private event on private property with grown people over 21, you can smoke. It is legal to do that. I am not trying to like have like this like undermarket craziness. Roll them if you got them, right? Smoke your own herb. It's like a little like festival where you just pack your own, right? No big deal. So that's the idea. I'm gonna start like looking into that a little bit more in depth. But the fifth Friday thing came in after my initial idea of doing a Earth Day, hometown hippie 420 peace, love, and feast, peace, love, and fest kind of thing. And then do a private event that day. And I'm probably still going to do that on Earth Day. It's probably going to be at my house just for like invites only. And I want to try to find someone to come over and do a morning meditation with yoga on Earth Day. Then I want to host a baked brunch. So that would be me doing all like the Canna Cinnabons and all the thing. I know Amanda's birthday is 420. I want to do like morning meditation and yoga at my house on Earth Day, followed by a baked brunch. And then I want to do an earth healing meditation, like a meditation that is focusing on sending heart energy to the earth to help it heal. And then in the afternoon off with either a day of service, where I would love to be able to find something where we could go and maybe take a gaze and blaze, or a walk and a token walk, where you puff and you take a little stroll. You can pick up litter. We could clean up around like the High Bridge Trail, or we could find something to do of service to the earth, to be able to make it a better place, because it's peace, love, and feast. It's Earth Day. And it came out of the idea of that. And then it went to the Fifth Fridays. I'm like, do I have time to get that done? I am going to probably take some people who want to be like the Grateful Fed, like service corps or something. I don't know. That's kind of the idea. But I would love to do a 420 hometown hippie peace, love, and fest instead of feast, right? Peace, love, and feast fest. Peace, love, and feast fest. Ooh, I like that. Peace, love, and feast fest, where it's just an idea where you can come over. We'll find someone to do some morning meditation and yoga with us, just kind of stretch ourselves out. Then we'll follow that with a baked brunch. and then we will do an earth healing meditation followed by a day of service, and then maybe even come back for like 420 like fun, and then do follow that with like the 420 sound bath with like a gaze and blaze meditation. So it'll be a whole day of like kind of partaking in like things. And that's the reputation. That's the kind of thing that I can see as a private pot event that is more that suits me, right? It's like looking at an idea of a way to help the earth. If you're not local, I'm going to encourage you. So here's the thing: if you are not in Farmville, if you are not local, I am the hometown hippie. I am looking to find hometown hippies in the Grateful Fed community. That's why I ask you, where are you watching from? Where in the world are you, right? Because there needs to be a hometown hippie in Toledo, Ohio. There needs to be a hometown hippie in the upper UP, in Key Largo, Florida, in Clearwater, Florida, in Cartersville, Virginia. You can be your own hometown hippie, right? I want to help you to be able to host these kind of events and help you to do that. And that's the thing, is that, don't try to, it says, don't try to fit in, you need to create. You need to create. You need to help people to create these environments where they are safe, where they are protected, where they are guided, and they are loved. And you can help them do that. And that's why it says stop trying to find and start creating. Florida, yeah, yes, ma'am. It's legal in Florida. Last I heard it was. Let me check the laws. I have a whole thing about Florida. Because I know people are moving into the Florida cannabis industry. I think it's medical right now, but I think y'all are going. You live there. You probably know better than me, but I know I saw something about it. Let's see what the laws are. Medical only. I knew it was something legal. Florida is okay. Florida is illegal for recreational use. Possession up to 20 grams is a misdemeanor offense. So you get 3/4 of an ounce it's a misdemeanor. Well, I mean, still a misdemeanor and a fine things. But you can do a medical dispensary. And here's the thing: I'm letting y'all know. Maybe not this 420, maybe not even like the end of this year, but I am going to tell y'all that I'm going to be pretty sure that within the next 24 months, and I'm saying this just because I know, right? Yes. See, what's going on is the federal government is looking to do a referendum. It's already happening. Like if you look it up, it is. I'm like really into it. I promise me, it's federally. It is federally on the ballot. It's going to be not on the ballot, but it's going to be federally legal, which means it'll be illegal across the country, recreational very soon. Virginia was recreational, up to 4 plants. You had to have a medical card to go to the dispensary. And because of the boom that it's already taking, September 15th of this year, there are dispensaries here in Virginia. The medical dispensaries are going to open for recreational sales. So once medical passes in your state, it's usually lickety split. Within 3 to 5 years, you have it full recreational, and the federal government is coming right along with it. It's coming right along with it. But Heather, if you would like to come to Farmville for those things, I'd love to have you. Love to have you. I'd love to host you. So right now, I am looking at that's going to be a kind of a private event. So if you are local and would like to come to that, please let me know. There will be probably a fee to come, only because it's expensive, and I'm going to play it by ear on that. For paying, it might just be like $10 each for the yoga instructor kind of thing. I would love to be able to host it and just bring everybody in, but I'm not sure if I'm in a situation monetarily right now to be able to do that, because I'm trying to build a house. And I watched something last night, which is really interesting because, I told y'all that I pick up on things and synchronicities, and like I get messages from strange places, and it kind of goes into this like the last 2 nights, right? I want to know who that is because I see Facebook users, you can see. But yeah, for sure. So last night, last night I love the show. It's on Showtime. Like I have like late night shows that I either like record or I binge. I have a couple of things that I like to watch. And there's a show on Showtime that is called, hey, Kat. Oh, for sure. It's called Billions. And it's about like stock market traders or whatever else. And there's this character on there who is really set on like making like consumer or like making her money. She doesn't have a problem being like commercial or capitalist, right? But she wants to change the world. Like she wants to do like help with like environmental companies and help with vegan companies, and that's the kind of the idea. She's like this social crusader on the show, and the owner of like the stock market, the firm kind of thing is, you know, they're always giving her like they'll utilize like kind of the third theory of this is they kind of take her like passion projects and they leverage them to make other things happen. So like in every turn, like at least once a season, like whatever her big social crusade was, they have like made her believe they're going to help her make money for this company. And then at the end, they kind of like sacrifice for the greater good of making money versus helping that company. And it's happened a couple of times on the show, and it's kind of a theme and it's kind of whatever. And the new owner of Axe Capital, right? And this is crazy, but follow me on this, okay? Follow me again, okay? They were talking about this providing Wi-Fi to all of Africa and all these poor European countries as companies, and the deal got kind of shot down because all these things. And she goes in and talks to him about like, why did you do this to me? You said that you wanted to make a difference. And he said to her, he says, I do, but when I do it, it's going to stick because everything's going to be in place. When these things happened, right, you were going to be able to put a band-aid on it, but at the end of the day, it was not going to be reliable. They were not going to be able to afford it. Like for the things that you were putting, you weren't seeing the long play, right? And you weren't seeing the long play of it. And you have to, she's like, well, you could do that. He's like, I can do that. I can afford to do that. He says, but if you want to change the world, you can't be rich. You have to be independently wealthy, right? And he basically said, he told her, says, I'm a billionaire. You're a millionaire. Like you don't even have the money to do what I'm doing, basically. Like told her, you have to do these kind of sacrificial things in life to like earn your money to be able to then go change the world. And I thought that was such a resonance with me. It was such a resonance with me. Because my husband is always giving me grief. Like he'll hear me say like, oh, let's do this. Let's do that. Let's do this. Let's do that. Let's give this away. Let's give that away. He's like, you need to stop giving shit away. It was through pandemic. I was like, let's feed people. Let's do this. Let's, and people were donating and all the things. We were giving stuff away. And I was like, here's the thing. I was like, I give with a free heart. And like this event, like giving with a free heart, I would love to get everything that I can give on that. I will give on that. Right. But I'm not independently wealthy, but that's why I'm working so hard on my dreams. That's why I have all these big ideas and all these things that we can do. Right. Because at my 420 events, like my Fifth Fridays, the vendors that I want to get is that April and July and all these times I'm like, ooh, we can get local farmers who have like organic foods to be part of our vendors because we're healing ourselves through plant-based medicine. Why don't some of our vendors actually be like, you can take home organic fruits and vegetables? That's why I'm saying, like, if I want to change the entire world, I'm going to be a billionaire, and I am never going to be a billionaire, right? I was like, well, I guess I'm not changing the world with my, like, I'm not going to like give poor kids in Africa Wi-Fi because I'm not independently wealthy. Like it really like hurt my heart. I was like, it felt like my husband telling me, like, we don't have the money for you to do all the things you want to do. And I was like, that's why I'm working so hard to have the money to do all the things I want to do. Because I'd put clothes on every kid's back. I'd feed every person in the world. Y'all don't know, like I'd give it all away. But you can change the world for one person, right? If we go out and we each change that's how we have to do it, right? We are not, I don't know. Some of y'all might be, I don't know. Like I'm assuming if you're watching me, you're not the 1%. Like you go to like meet a Swami guru or Tony Robbins, or like you go get your pot from like Thai Times or something. I don't know. But if you're if you're the 1%, you are not fooling with me. You're just not. Like, I know that. It's okay. Now, I probably could teach you something if you were the 1% and like teach you how to like be more generous and kind. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe you already are. I don't know. I don't judge book by its cover. But if you're like me and you can't like give the kids the Wi-Fi, right? You can't go out and make it stick if you're not independent, if you're not a billionaire. Like you just, he said to her, it's like, you're just kind of rich. I'm like, she just made $30 million on that trade. Like, why, right? Why is she like kind of rich? I'm like, she's bloated to me. She has a Maserati on the show. I'm like, well, I'm trailer park trash if she's kind of rich. I was like, what? So it really like made me think about it, right? And then there was like the show after that, and it was all about money last night for some reason. Then I watched the stupid. I love Danny McBride. I think he's like the most hilarious thing ever. And there's a show called the Righteous Gemstones, and it's like about evangelical family, and it's just they're so just it's so bad. It is like foul language and like poo poo like child like poo poo humor. And they have this big mega church, and they're like, today's our big giveaway. What are we giving? He's like, look at those like poor people family. He's like, they're excited over $50,000. And that is like no money at all. I'm like, holy shit, I would die over $50,000 given to me from somebody, right? Exactly. Set the example and plant the seed. That's all I can do. But he was talking about how $50,000 are like no money at all. Like, it's really interesting. People that have money, how they view money, right? And how people that maybe like work for money or struggle with money, like think difference in like, amounts and its perspective. And that was like a big thing for me last night, was perspective on all the things. And I think that's why, like, I'm like, how do I do this in a way that everybody can do it and it's affordable and all the things, right? So those are my two little like silly, it's wake and bake mornings, and I'm waked and baked. So on that note, we have been on here for 46 minutes and 49, 40, 50, 60, right? We've been on here for a minute, but Heather's exactly right? Heather's exactly right. That's why I'm not independently wealthy. I'm not a billionaire. I don't own a firm that allows me to like move millions of dollars around. So I can't go out and I can't fix the problems of the world by buying it, right? But what I can do, right? What I can do is that I can help one person every day. I can go out and I can try to help one person every single day. And some days, like I tell y'all all the time, sometimes that one person is just me. So today is one of those days where the only person that you can go out and do anything for to make them feel better and make them feel uplifted and to make the world a better place is by working on you. Then today, work on yourself. But if you got an opportunity today to give kindness, to give love, to set a good example, to be the light that you want to see in this world, then I'm going to encourage you to go out today and do that for at least one other person. I say make one other person smile today for no reason than just to make them smile. That is always my goal. I'm going out today and I'm meeting a friend for lunch. Super excited about it. See her in a while. Interested to see how the day goes. We've had our moments, right? And I've not seen her since those moments, not in person anyhow. And we'll see how it goes. Like, I'm not stressing over it. It's what it is. So we will see if I'm going to get a bunch of grief for my choices and all the things, right? Oh, I love that. I need to get one of those. Heather says, I wear a bracelet with a mustard seed. Just remember, right? Faith the size of a mustard seed, y'all. Faith the size of a mustard seed. So go out today, be the light you want to see in the world. There'll be more information coming on all this stuff. Tomorrow is 2/2/2/2. Find something to get yourself together. Yeah, I love that. Don't you love that, Melanie? I love it. I love that. But I'm going to go finish these invoices. I'm going to go start the butter. Like I said, it's time to make the donuts. It's time to make the butter. It's time to process the butter so I can process the cupcakes tomorrow. I'll tell y'all something funny. You know how the TikToks, when people do like the transition videos, like they look in like a whole like hot mess like this, and they're like, and they come back and like, woo, I see, I do work. like that whole like bloop, right? Bloop, looking all pretty because they like covered the thing up and they come back and they're all beautiful. I thought about taking like a picture, like doing a video of like plant material or flower and then like doing the like thing and then like coming back and it's like a butter and then like boom coming back and it's like pineapple upside down cakes. So I'm going to work on that video content idea. I thought that was funny. Like, you know, like it's glowing up. Like, ooh, it's like, I ain't never been with a baddie. Like, boo. Like, I ain't never been with a baddie. And then like have it go in. I don't know. Like, I'm trying to figure out how to make that happen. Like, I have great ideas, but the execution is always the problem. Like, I get started. I'm like, ooh, that'd be funny. Ooh, damn. And I'm like sober Tammy go or like unmedicated Tammy goes. Like that's a great idea. Like I love it, but I how do I do that, right? How do I do that? Like yeah, moving on up to the east side. Yeah, but I'm like, I don't know how to make like weed doesn't have a hand. How does it like hit it? Like that's was my big concern with that. I'm like, but yeah, they put their hand on there. So but the weed has no hand. I'm like, do I take a bud like below it and like have it come up and touch it? I don't know. I don't know how any of it works. But I do have to get a shower and I got to put a face on. I got to make butter and I got to finish invoices. And then I have a meeting at 3. So on that note, I've kept you ladies and gentlemen long enough this morning. I hope that you've heard something that matters. And if you haven't, I hope that you heard something that made you laugh. And if you didn't do that, then I don't know why you're watching me. But I appreciate it. And I hope you'll tune in on Wednesday night. And we're back here live for What's Up Wednesday. Go out today, be the change you want to see in the world. If you can't change the world for anybody else but yourself, make yourself a priority today. If you can make somebody smile, make somebody smile. As you always remember, please stay elevated. And on that note, peace, love, and feast. And stay tuned on Wednesday for the announcement of how that hashtag is going to look. And y'all have a great day. Talk to you later.